I'd never been afraid of the dentist. I knew it wasn't exactly a pleasant experience, but I knew it was also necessary. That is until my appointment last Tuesday. It was a rainy day when I walked into the office. The receptionist greeted me with a smile. There was something off about her eyes. They were distant and glazed. I brushed it off, thinking it was all just my imagination. After all, I was there for a routine checkup. The waiting room was empty, except for the sound of rain tapping against the windows. My name was called sooner than expected, and I followed the nurse down the sterile, brightly lit hallway to the exam room. The room was pristine, with a reclining chair and various dental tools laid out on a tray. The walls were adorned with serene landscape pictures, meant to calm patients, probably. But they didn't calm me. They felt oppressive. The dentist walked in, and I felt a chill run down my spine. He was tall, his eyes hidden behind a pair of dark glasses, and his smile was unnervingly wide. He greeted me warmly, but his voice had an unnatural quality to it, like it was coming from somewhere deep and dark. I sat in the chair trying to relax, just as he adjusted the chair and placed a small light above me. I noticed the tools, the metal, sharp, and glisteningly ominous tools. I swallowed hard, trying to steady my nerves. The dentist began the examination, his movements precise and mechanical. I could barely see his face through the light, but his hand movements were steady, even though unsettling. The cleaning process felt strange, almost too thorough. Each scrape and polish seemed to echo louder in the room, and I began to feel an uncomfortable pressure building in my chest. Suddenly, the dentist's hand brushed against mine, and I felt a cold jolt of dread. I looked up, but his glasses reflected the light, hiding his eyes. I tried to speak, to ask him to stop, but my voice came out as a strangled whisper. Without warning, the room grew darker. The light above me flickered, and the serene landscape on the walls seemed to warp and twist. The dental tools on the tray started to shift, moving as if they had life of their own. I wanted to scream, but the dentist's grip on my mouth was firm, almost suffocating. The dentist leaned closer, and his whisper, barely audible, was filled with malice. I need to make sure everything is perfect, he said, his voice sending a shiver down my spine. I felt a sharp pain in my mouth, and I couldn't move. Eyes darted around the room, and I saw the walls closing in. The images on them now, grotesque and distorted. The dentist's face, finally visible through his glasses, was not human. It was something else. Something with hollow eyes and a wide, cruel grin. In a moment of sheer panic, I mustered all my strength and shoved the dentist away. The lights flickered violently, and the room seemed to implode into darkness. I scrambled out of the chair, my heart racing, and I stumbled into the hallway. I ran through the empty office, the sound of my footsteps echoing as I pushed open the front door. The rain had stopped, but the world outside seemed different. Very dark, very cold. I glanced back at the office, but the door slammed shut behind me, and the building seemed to dissolve into the night. I didn't stop running until I reached the safety of my car. As I drove away, I looked in the rearview mirror and I saw the dentist standing by the office window, his dark glasses reflecting the street lights. He was watching me, still grinning, and I knew that whatever happened in that office was far from over. To this day, I avoid the dentist office, and I haven't been to another dentist since. I don't know what happened in there, but I still hear the echo of that sinister voice and the feeling of icy dread whenever I think about it.